What's going on, guys? Evan the Dota 2 enthusiast here, bringing another Dota 2 gameplay commentary on the PC. This is going to be a match where I play a little tanky Slardar, initiating for my team whenever I can, and just having a general good time. This is a pretty relaxed game of Dota I played with, I believe, one other friend. As usual with my Dota gameplays, this isn't by any means a professional or perfect gameplay, and more to the point, there probably won't actually be a lot of Dota 2 gameplay commentary, so much as just commentary in general, because there's been a lot of things that have been hit my inbox recently that don't really pertain to Dota, because a lot of people on this channel aren't really following the Dota thing, because I haven't really built a Dota fan base on the channel, which, like building each fan base, takes time. Most of my subscribers, probably over half, are Dark Souls subscribers, so they're all just sort of screaming for Dark Souls, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but, well, let's just talk about it now. First off, let's go through some channel updates. As you guys can see, I have a new background on my channel, a new background with some links and things like that. That is done by me. I did not have that professionally done, and it shows. It's definitely sort of a casual background, doesn't look as professional or neat as some of like the machinima guys or some of the graphics design guys, but I'm very proud of it, so let me know in the comments of this video or on the Facebook or whatever what you guys think. I actually put a lot of time into it because I don't have Photoshop and I use GIMP, and GIMP's a great program, particularly for free. You can do a lot of things with it, but it takes a long time to do simple things, and I'm pretty proud of that background, so I'm unlikely to change it. I might change some hyperlinks and things, and I want to talk a little bit about what's going on with the YouTube channel. Alright, so with that new background, you'll see links to the Facebook page. It's pretty common. You'll see links to the Twitter, which I don't use Twitter a lot, but there is a Twitter if you guys want to tweet me. If you tweet me, I'll tweet you back, but I probably am not going to be initiating a lot of tweets, just FYI. You'll see a link to TGN. TGN are my partner. I am partner with TGN, rather. They're the ones that made that background and the custom thumbnails and all the little bells and whistles on the channel possible, which I'll make myself, by the way. Everything on the channel is made by me personally, with a little creative input from subscribers and some friends that I chat with over the AIM MSN. Yes, I'm one of those guys that still uses Windows Messenger, and I still use AIM. No, I will not be releasing those names publicly. A couple people have requested them. I'm sorry, I don't. I love to commentate, and I love all my subscribers, but I also have, 2 part-time jobs, and I'm trying to keep different parts of my life separate. Since YouTube is strictly a hobby, and I don't make money doing this, you'll see advertisements on my videos, but I don't make any money on them, so, or very, very little. I mean, I think to date I've made less than $50, and I have over almost 200 videos now. And to be fair, a couple people were asking me, like, when are you going to get up to the big, like, 1,000 mark on your videos? Who knows? I try to upload on a schedule, but recently that schedule went by the wayside due to starting school back up, and I started school this week rather, and getting some things together. So, you know, the usual things in my life that I've talked about before, but the big thing with that is video length is always a consideration when you look at videos and the kind of stuff people upload. So, like, doing Let's Plays of Dark Souls builds up my video count, but if they're 30 minutes to an hour sessions, which they normally are, normally I try to do about a 30-minute to an hour session, normally average is probably 45 minutes, that's a lot of content. When I was doing Call of Duty videos, it was really easy to get up to the first 50 videos because it was only, 50 games, so 10 minutes a game, 500 minutes, not really that hard to do. So when you're looking at someone's video count, just keep in mind how long the lengths of the videos are. Not that it really matters. I mean, you can put up 700 uploads of complete crap and get your count up. But some people have been asking me when I'm going to do like some 500th video celebrations, 250 video celebrations. I don't know. I will admit I haven't really done a whole lot of events on this channel. The only events I do is sometimes monthly. I'll do the Ask Ego things, but the last one didn't really get a lot of follow through, a lot of responses. People didn't seem that interested in talking to Ego, so Ego kind of stopped doing that. But in any case, back to the little new layout. Let me know what you guys think. If there's any like immediate changes you'd like to see, I might be able to jump on GIMP and mess with the layers a little bit to change some things. But the basic premise is there. So the hyperlinks all work. I've tested them. I hope they don't get screwed up if you're on a different monitor resolution. I've heard that can happen, but I made it for my native resolution, so it works on my laptop though. So I think it should be good to go. On the other links, you'll see Fan Friday. That's something I'm going to try to bring back now that my life's a little slowed down from the summer. I'm still busy, but more slowed down from where it was. And you'll see me go after Skeleton King here. Thankfully, Windrunner manages to get those kills, and I'm lagging, of course, with my sweet internet. But in any case, on my background, There's links to Fan Friday. That will take you to a Google Docs page. You don't need to register anything. You can just vote. You can vote for the game I'm going to commentate every Friday. I'll post a new poll for every Friday, and as long as you use that link, you can always do one vote per person for what game you'd like to see me play every Friday, or commentate rather. I'll probably have played it a day before or something like that. So that's something I'm bringing back. They actually had a pretty good following where people would actually comment in the videos like what they wanted to see, and it's just easier for me to track the results if I use like a Google Docs thing. So feel free to hit that up. Okay. In addition to that, you'll see links there to my videos page and my home page. Maybe it's from my old HTML coding classes when I thought I was going to get into web design, but I just can't stand it when YouTube pages don't have a link on their banner just right back to the base page, so I made sure to include that on the video. But in any case, that's pretty much it for the layout. That was like a 6-minute conversation about a YouTube layout, but it's something I spent a lot of time to do, so the 6 minutes of your life you gave up listening to it, I gave up probably 8 hours of my life putting it together, so I'm pretty proud of it, not gonna lie, so I decided I'd go ahead and talk about it a little bit. Plus I want to talk about, the Fan Fridays, guys. Fan Fridays, come on, pick your destiny, pick what you want to see. Alright, enough of that. Next big question is, where has all the Dark Souls gone? The answer to that is absolutely that it's still going around, I just haven't played it. I've been playing Dota 2. I've got a lot of new games, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, you can't have a channel based on one game for the rest of your life. As great a game as Dark Souls is, I'm going to be playing other games until the next Souls games comes out, and I'm going to have to upload commentary from other stuff. There really isn't a whole lot of Dark Souls commentators when you look at it. I mean, there's some infrequent uploaders, there's stuff like that, so I think I've brought something valuable to, well, that's an exaggeration, nothing valuable, but I've put out a lot of Dark Souls content. It's probably safe just to leave it like that, and there comes a point where I want to commentate some other things. I love Dark Souls, but I'm going to commentate other things, so continually asking me for Dark Souls content really won't expedite the rate I release Dark Souls content, because to a degree, I know that everyone already wants Dark Souls. I'm completely aware of that. It's just that I don't want my channel to become such a one-trick pony that all I ever commentate is Dark Souls. That's just not where I want this channel to go. That's why I stopped doing Call of Duty. I still do Call of Duty on a rare occasion, but it's kind of the point where I realize if I didn't start uploading other stuff, it's just going to be one of those Call of Duty channels all the time, and that's about the last thing I want to be, particularly because Modern Warfare 3 might be one of the worst FPS games I've ever played. But there's been a lot more PC gameplay commentary going up on this channel because I've been playing on my PC a lot more. So that's where that's coming from. My Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition is in the mail as we speak. Just don't want to ignore the elephant in the room. That's everyone's big question. Evan, where's the Dark Souls Prepare to Die DLC? A lot of people on this channel are from consoles, if not all of them. So very few of you are going to have access to the PC version. And of course, there's already a big fine for the Prepare to Die edition on YouTube with people blowing up their channels. I mean, we absolutely already have individuals, live streaming all of the new content. You can Google that and find that, no problem. So there's already a lot of people bringing the Dark Souls content, so it's not like it's all on me to bring that to the community. I guess if I wanted to grow my channel like crazy, I should have got live streaming set up on this channel and, got that going, but I didn't because it just wasn't the cards for me. August has been a very busy month and I'm back at school, so I really didn't have time to get that stuff together. Plus, I'm not like swimming in cash right now, so I can't buy 2 copies of Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition. And to kind of help clarify that a little bit, I already purchased the Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition from the United Kingdom because I wanted a boxed copy of the game for my collection's sake, because I've got a whole bunch of Dark Souls stuff. I've got pictures and posters and frame posters, and I've got my nerdage on hardcore for Dark Souls, and it just didn't seem appropriate to only own a digital copy. So my copy is shipping from the United Kingdom, should be here in a couple of days. So that's why you haven't seen it. I mean, if I had the game, I would be playing, I'd probably put up a video a day. In fact, once I get the Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition in, which will be by the end of this week at the latest, guys, there'll be Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition uploads almost daily. I mean, I'm that stoked for the game. I can't wait to do a new character. I've taken a break. That's another reason I took a break from the game, was I just wanted to spend some time doing something else. And that's what I did. You can get tired of any game. Too much of anything is bad. And it was too much Dark Souls all the time. So I've kind of taken a break from the game, but when my Prepare to Die edition comes in, I'm going full ahead. I'm I want to get a character, I want to keep my soul level low so that way I can experience all the new items and gear, and I can try to make the ideal character build. I've already been reading up on some of the item builds. Now, I've intentionally avoided watching any of the live streams, guys. I'm avoiding consulting any FAQs or guides. I'm just going to play it blind. So if you see me playing and like looking a lot more confused than I normally do on my videos, it's because I am. I thought it would be much more enjoyable to upload the content in that fashion. Also, my Prepare to Die edition is going to be live. Live commentary is something I've promised on this channel for a long time. I maxed out my credit card getting the equipment to do it because I'm smart like that, and wasting money is fun. But in any case, I'm ready for it now. I've got equipment ready to go. I've got my Blue Yeti headset set up. I've got audiophile headphones. Not audiophile. I've got a nice set of $200 headphones ready to hook up to my microphone so I can hear the playback and everything. Like, I'm ready. I mean, I am ready to do some live Prepare to Die edition. So if you're one of those few people that have been asking for Dark Souls live commentary for a while, it's coming. And I'm pretty excited about it, if you can't tell. I'm a little nervous about it because you guys are going to hear me at my worst ramblings. So, but then again, when you think about how much I ramble outside of live commentary, it won't be that big of a change. So you can see on the Dota 2 gameplay here, we're trying to gank this Leshric, and it's terrible. Like, we just can't get him. Finally, Windrunner managed to take him out with an arrow. I thought for sure he was going to get away and we were going to look stupid. We looked stupid enough, the fact that he almost got away, but he finally did get away. You play heroes like Slardar, a little Dota 2 background, because I know a lot of people on this channel are like, I don't understand Dota 2, what's he talking about? Okay, so you level up as you kill creeps, as you kill heroes, you get experience, you select skills. That much should be pretty normal, pretty easy to understand. So my skills are, my first skill is Sprint. I take significantly more damage when it's activated, but I run really, really fast. And since Slardar is mostly, who's my hero by the way, is mostly a positioning kind of hero where if you can get in the right position, you can use your second skill, which is Slither and Crush, where I smash the ground with water and I stun everybody around me in a big AoE. Really good. So pretty much when you play this hero, it seems to be about spamming Amplify Damage, which is my ultimate skill, drastically reduces the armor of whatever I put it on. So basically playing Slardar is a put Amplify Damage on all the heroes you can, use Sprint when necessary, run in, get your stuns off. You typically build tanking items or a Blink Dagger. As you play through these matches, you accumulate gold, which lets you buy items. It's very important to get items. I typically purchase Blink Dagger on this hero so that I can blink in and get the perfect positioning, but this game I was having good luck getting in position with Sprint, so I went ahead and opted out of a Blink Dagger. And my last and passive skill is a Bash that I can level up, which gives a % chance to bash the target, stun them basically, and they take extra damage. It's a good skill. It gives me fits though, because sometimes like I'm trying to gank somebody, and for those who don't play Dota 2, gank is the terminology for try to get a hero kill. Sometimes I'll like be pounding on somebody. I'm like, I just needed a bash, one bash, and he wouldn't have gotten away. So it's like every time the bash goes off and gets me a kill, I'm always like, oh man, I'm so lucky. And when it doesn't work, I feel unlucky. So all these percent-based chance skills make me mad. I can never tell if I'm lucky or unlucky, and I don't know if they're in Dota 2. In Dota 1 on Warcraft 3, there were commands where you could like see how often you've critted and see how often you've multicasted and things like that. All like the chance-based stuff, there's commands that you could get a recount on how lucky you were or weren't. And I enjoyed that, just a sort of a comical thing, just saying like, I wonder how lucky I've been. But that's kind of where we are with Dota 2. Like I said, this isn't a Dota 2 commentary because whenever I commentated other games, sometimes I would just take can't talk today. Sometimes I would just, or any day, sometimes I would just take time in my commentaries to sort of digress and just talk about things that weren't the game. And Dota 2 is the only commentary style I know of, other than the Stream of Consciousness commentary, where I just decided I was going to talk about Dota. So there won't be a whole lot of Dota discussion. Not that that's like a huge deal. I think people are almost more interested in not hearing about Dota when they watch Dota gameplay. Not a huge following these Dota videos. For those of you that are watching the Dota videos, I'm very grateful. It kind of makes me sad that my average Dark Souls video gets between 800 to 1.5k views. Unless it's PvP, then it gets between 7 and 10,000 views, which just shows what people are interested in. But because I'm not a professional channel, I have to commentate partly what I want to as opposed to just what makes the money. Because really, when you think about it, the easiest way to make bank for YouTube commentary is the Call of Duty series. As sad as that is, it's just that's what people want to watch on YouTube. At least that's the thing they respond to. But I don't know a lot of people that are getting into this commentary thing and making a lot of money. All the people I know that made money doing this have been making money doing this for a long time. I don't really know any like new people on the block. Like Krahu, I guess, is kind of new. So you'll see that we're trying to fight this stealth assassin guy. He's constantly invisible. That's why he's the stealth assassin. But what makes Slardar so cool is if I have amplified damage on him, he stays revealed at all times, which was one of the reasons I picked Slardar in this match, was to basically counter stealth assassin, because I strictly play public games, and when you play only public games, that makes a big difference in how things are balanced. And that's true with anything you do. Any video game, one thing I've always been sort of interested in is balancing a game to make it fair, in that balancing a game for the professional community, or not even necessarily professional, but balancing the game for players that are pretty far above the standard skill average versus balancing the game for the vast majority of players. Like, So, if you talk about what's a really good game where I was really good at and I kind of broke the game? Not very many. But, okay, we'll use Dark Souls since that's what everybody's used to on this channel. When it comes to Dark Souls, I love Dark Souls, and I played a lot of Dark Souls. And the single player, to me, feels boring and really, really easy. I mean, the only way I die on the single player is if I'm basically intentionally taking risks to keep things interesting. So I can go online or read my comments and see that a lot of people find Dark Souls to be an incredibly challenging game. I play Demon Souls a lot, and I play Dark Souls a lot, so now the game just feels really, really easy to me. So I'm always kind of bored with the single player only because I wish things were more dangerous, I wish things were harder. So I sometimes will build intentional challenges into the single player for myself, like, oh, let's do low vitality, or, you know, let's take it to like New Game Plus without anything going on. And that's just a big part of the experience in the game. So Dark Souls is designed so for the average member of the gaming community, the game is seemingly very hard. For me, Dark Souls is not very hard. That's not a statement of my skill. I don't believe it is. I don't believe I'm particularly a genius at video games. I'm just sort of saying that for me, my experience alone ensures that Dark Souls is not too terribly hard. But the game isn't balanced for people like me who've played the Souls series a lot and are used to quote-unquote harder games. I'm drawn to games with some complexity and difficulty. I'm not saying other people aren't. It's just, if you look at the kind of games that sell, it seems like the games that are selling are the established franchises and the games that are pretty accessible and not all that hard to play. Take Dragon's Dogma. Not that the game did extremely well necessarily, but when I played Dragon's Dogma, I never even finished it because I was just so bored. I found it near impossible to die on Dragon's Dogma because there's so many heals and things like that. There's just no challenge. And I think part of what makes Dark Souls good is the challenge, and you see me fail there. I amp damaged the wrong hero and couldn't put it on the stealth assassin. All the skills in this game have cooldowns. After you use them, you can't use them again for X length of time. So, amplified damage, of course, has a cooldown, so should have amped the stealth assassin, but I didn't. So we'll just move on past that. Like I said, one thing that's really nice about commentating Dota gameplays that I'd like to share is whenever I see all these different Dota gameplay commentators, unless someone's just casting a professional match, it seems like mistakes, bad builds, it just seems like it's all part and parcel of the whole experience. ARTS games in general are difficult to play in my opinion, and very difficult to play well. Kind of like StarCraft, where I've never really seen a match of StarCraft where the player does everything absolutely optimally. Because there's so many different things going on in a game like StarCraft. There's really a lot of things going on in a game like Dota 2 and ARTS, where this is like a game I spent a lot of time on the forums on Reddit and Play Dota discussing this game. And one thing I've noticed is that people always try to analyze why they win and lose, which is completely reasonable. But when you talk about a game like Call of Duty, it's usually really easy to identify why you lost, in a variety of different ways. So when I play a game of Call of Duty, I can usually just look at the scoreboard and it's immediately clear why we lost. We lost because we weren't winning our gunfights, our connections sucked, things like that. Things I can relate. Or on Dark Souls, I died because I let Ornstein jump on me. When I play a game like Dota 2, which is an ARTS, very rarely can I identify sort of that one moment that determined that you won or lost the game. Like that just doesn't see that very often. And that's, it's noticeable. It makes a difference in how I perceive games like this when I realize that the result of me losing is a long, drawn-out sequence of events, not just a single thing. And if you were watching the gameplay there, Stealth Assassin, of course, just blink-striked right out of my Slither and Crush. That was a pretty good play. Really smart by him. But it's just, when I play these ARTS games, there's such a complex relationship about why you won and lost. I mean, sometimes you get those games where it's really obvious, like, oh wow, it's like 50-2 in their favor. They have 50 kills, we have 2 kills. Like, yeah, it's pretty obvious to see why we lose there. But in other situations, it's absolutely not clear at all where everything goes wrong. At least not readily clear. Because like I said, this is one of those games, StarCraft and ARTS games can both be examples of games where you lose as a series of complex events coming together into one. And it's really obvious it wasn't just one moment. So like, on StarCraft, if you get rushed, cheesed if you will, and I'm not a StarCraft commentator, nor by any means a StarCraft expert, but if we just use StarCraft 1, if I get Zergling rushed, and my build was more of a late game macro, let's make a bunch of money with our base and build a really powerful army as opposed to, let's get some early game defense, and stuff like that. There's relationships like that occur, but they're still complicated because it's not as simple as your build counters my build sometimes. It's like, if I'd microed better, I probably could have held that defense. So now I'm just bringing in terms and terminology from 10 or 12 different games in this commentary. So if anyone's lost, that's okay, because I've kind of lost myself in my own commentary. But carrying forward with this theme, my point is the more complex the game, the harder it is to establish why you win and lose. And that's something I really enjoy about ARTS games, in that sometimes there's just a lot of different reasons why you win and lose a game, as opposed to something really simple. Like, you take the old classic games, which I love. I mean, I love old games like Mario and Sonic because I'm really good at them, frankly. Because I played them so much in my youth, because I've always been a nerd as long as I can remember. It's just too bad I went from like an athletic nerd to like an average nerd. It's cooler being like the athletic nerd. But in any case, let's not even talk about my youth. I'm only 24. We're not allowed to do that until we're like 25 and really desperate to relive the quote-unquote glory. But yeah, so you look at these old games like Sonic or Mario, there's nothing complex about it. You fell in the hole and died, or you got hit twice and you didn't recollect any rings in time. Things like that. Or in Mario, I missed the jump. Like platformers, for example, like Tomb Raider. I never felt there was a very complex reason why I won or lost in Tomb Raider, because there wasn't other players changing the balance of the game. First off, all single player games are easier to keep track of for me because I didn't jump in the hole long enough, I didn't block the attack. There's no complex relationship. In these multiplayer games, there's so many different people bringing something in. So it's going to be hard for me to figure out where I lost. Like, I have played games of Dota 2 where I can't figure out why I lost. Like, I will go back, watch the replay, and be like, why did we lose there? And it's, when I watch it, maybe sometimes even twice, there's a lot of reasons. Like, well, I missed that stun there, which let him get away, and Storm Spirit didn't initiate correctly, and Windrunner missed your power shot, and all sorts of little things that come together to result in a lost team fight. Like a little 5v5 skirmish, and we wind up losing it for a couple of misplays on skills here or there, so we lose the team fight, right? Like, okay, so I lost a team fight, so they're up on kills and up on farm. So then we're behind, and instead of defending, we keep trying to push or something like that. And it's just all these different facets come together to form a win or a loss on an ARTS. Provided it isn't just like a stomp and, you kill them over and over all game, or you get killed over and over in all game. Unless it's just really freaking obvious. Any game that's close on these ARTSs, I can never tell why I won or lost. And that appeals to me, guys. I really like that. I think on multiplayer games, that's what I'm looking for, is where it's not simple. It's not like, I don't really like reflex-based games. Like shooters, I hate them. I mean, I like playing shooters. I like FPS. I've always loved FPS. But I hate them online. Not because I don't enjoy the gameplay, but because it's either really obvious why I lost, or I shouldn't have lost at all, to be frank. Like, when I play Modern Warfare 3, and I know the Modern Warfare 3 discussion is talked out, the game is trash. But what makes Modern Warfare 3 such a specially awful beast for me is, guys, my internet is bad. And a lot of people say they have bad internet, but my internet is really bad. I have a collage that I've been keeping, a collage of speed test results from my college's internet for the past week maybe, where I just have screenshots of speed test results. And I average, if you put them all together, I'm slower than 79% of the US or something like that. Like, that's how bad my internet is. It is horrible. And I emphasize that because a lot of people say they have bad internet, and what they mean is they don't have like a T1 line going to their house like Machinima's office does. Like, no. I'm not like whining. My internet is outright awful. And I have gameplay after gameplay commentary saved on my hard drive that I never upload because it's really not worth showing, that demonstrates how bad my internet is. When I play FPS, unless I camp my balls off and hide behind boxes, crates, in corners, things like that, I can't win my gunfights because I'm literally 2 to 3 seconds behind my enemy. And God forbid I get host, which I never should, but if the game arbitrarily gives me host, then I am lagging everybody else in the lobby. I'm the kind of player that, unfortunately, and this is completely beyond my control because I don't choose my internet. I live at a college, I work at a college. I am a hall director. I am a live-in professional. And you'll see me take my first death of the game here. This was pretty disappointing. Mainly because it totally could have been avoided if I had been a little wiser and just not gotten overconfident. That was one of those moments from like, look how far ahead we are. Look how farmed I am. I have no deaths yet. They haven't ganked me at all. It's going to be safe. And then I get like 4 men ganked and killed. Perfect example of overconfidence in ARTS is losing matches. Not that lost us the match. That was just broke my flawless streak. But while they were all killing me, my team took a tower. But unfortunately, we're going to trade towers because our team pushes top, their team pushes bottom. Only they get a kill on me out of it. So all in all, they definitely get ahead because of my bad play. But digressing to what I was talking about previously, as in just 3 seconds ago. As a live-in professional at a college, in order to get better internet, I have to leave my job, get a whole new job. And I'm in school right now getting my master's. So really for another year, I have absolutely no control over the kind of internet I have. I just gotta live with the internet I have, unless I pay like $90 a month for like a beam-in satellite, and I can't afford it. Just don't make that kind of money right now, so I can't do it. And not whining, just saying like, this is a huge problem for internet gaming. It's one thing your internet's like average to bad, but mine's just atrocious. Like, I have F- ratings from speed test, and that's another thing I love about my internet. Not only is it bad, it's not consistently bad. Like, at least if I was at like a constant 3 or 4 second delay, I could get used to it. No, it spikes up and down. I mean, it's always at least 1 second delay, but it'll spike up and down. So at least on games like Dota, where it's not peer-to-peer, I get a slightly better connection due to the servers and due to my ability to proxy connections and stuff like that, whereas my Xbox and my PlayStation 3, they just don't give me the kind of freedom to do that. So I guess on a game like Dark Souls, I never really noticed because everybody was lagging all the time anyway. That it was kind of like, it was just a constant problem for everybody, not just me. But on shooters, it's just horrible. On these twitchy reflex games, that's why I hate to play and commentate those shooters, because the twitchy reflexy nature of it just pretty much screws me. Like, there is no way I can beat players on Modern Warfare 3. Like, on Call of Duty Black Ops, for example, I could substitute skill for connection time. But now, I can't do it. So that's why I don't commentate shooters, that's why I don't like to commentate shooters, and that's why I've been playing my PC a lot more. My college's internet is actually, I've been at the same college for 5 years, and this will be the 6th year. 4 years as a student, 1 year as a contract employee, and I'm about to complete my last year as a contract employee, which I'm starting basically today. My new contract takes effect like last month. So as of last month, I'm starting my last year at this college, and don't get me wrong, I love this college. Some people that watch this commentaries know what I'm talking about. There are some people from this college that watch my commentaries, so they totally know where I'm coming from. For you guys out there, don't misconstrue it. I love working where I work. It's a fun job. I love the students. I really do love my job. And that's a great feeling to know when you wake up every day you're going to like going to work. Like, I like being at work. Now, too much of a good thing is bad. Like, when I did those 3 70-hour work weeks for salary pay, I kind of died on the inside. I kind of just want to go back to my apartment and sleep. Or if not sleep, then just do nothing. Like, just sit around and do nothing. That's what I wanted to do. But just wasn't in the cards, you know? We've all got our own crosses to bear with our jobs and in our lives, and some people have it a lot worse than I do, and some people have it a lot better than I do. That's another thing I like to remind, I guess, everyone I know, is I have a lot of people, friends, and maybe it's just a common adage from humans in general to say things akin to, it could always be worse, or it could be better. And both of those are always true because human existence is on a continuum. At any given time, things could always be worse, things could always be better. You could always be stronger, you could always be weaker, fatter, smaller, etc., etc., etc. And usually the further you get out on the end of a continuum, the harder it is to go any further. So once you get really, really rich, it's hard to make a significant impact on your wealth because you're just really, really rich. And if once you get like really, really poor, hard to get more poor than having nothing. So, but once again, that can go infinitely in any direction. Maybe my attitude got worse, so I perceive things to be worse. Things like that. And of course, these commentaries for Dota tend to be a little all over the place, just like my Dark Souls ones. When you have a 30-minute gameplay commentary, particularly when these aren't live, it can be hard to commentate specifically on the game, or at least for me. I have a lot of things that float around in my head I like to share with my subscribers, with my viewers. So I think everyone that watches any of my videos is kind of used to me not being the ultimate let's talk about the gameplay kind of guy, which is why I think the live comms are going to bring a lot to this channel, because I think when people are looking to just hear about the game all day, every day, that's when the live commentary will set in. That's kind of what I'm going to use to do Prepare to Die live. I've never done a live playthrough of Dark Souls, and it seems like I should, because I've done almost 3 playthroughs of Dark Souls that were post-game commentary, so it's going to bring something new to the channel. So as excited as you guys are for the Dark Souls Prepare to Die, I'm just as excited, so please, please, please stop asking me for Dark Souls Prepare to Die content. It is coming, which, at least I've been uploading on the channel. I haven't gone more than 5 days without an upload. I took the 2-week break in August to get my life in order, get work ready, get back to school, get everything back in order. Now everything's back in order. We're back to the standard run-of-the-mill commentaries 2 to 3 times a week. My goal is always at least 2 commentaries a week. One commentary where I always pick the game, one commentary where my subs pick the game, and if I have time, like a bonus 3rd commentary. That's my goal, and I'm going to try really hard to meet it. I have class Tuesdays and Thursdays these days, or not Tuesdays, I'm sorry, Wednesdays and Thursdays. Wow, class is about to start, and I don't know the days I have class. That's a really good sign, let me tell you. Now, I have class Wednesdays and Thursdays, and so I'm probably not going to commentate on those days. So I'll have to do like a new commentary schedule, maybe like a Monday, Tuesday, Friday thing. Weekends aren't good for me because I work a weekend job to help pay for bills, and I got to pay off a credit card right now because I've been living a little large. This gameplay commentary thing, something to think about is, I love this as a hobby. I mean, this is so fun, especially having the opportunity to come and go as I please. At the same time, being that I don't really make any money on these videos, especially now that I'm not doing as much Dark Souls, I'm making even less money. Which, when you're making less than $1 a video, it's literally near nothing. But this commentary thing is a really expensive hobby. Don't get into it unless you love it and you're going to stick with it for a while, because very few people are going to make large channels. Really, it was hard enough for me to get up to where I am, which is 1,800 subscribers, give or take an extra 88 that come and go. And, consistently going up and down and up and down and what have you. It's all good. And I take another moment to thank all my subscribers. I never thought I'd break the 500 mark in the life of this channel, so I'm very proud of this channel. I know it's all my friends kind of ridicule me for it to a point, except for Flash, who has his own channel, of course. But all my friends ridicule me why do you waste your time? Nobody thinks you're cool. It's not about being cool. It's just about having a community that I like to engage with, that likes to nerd and game with me. So that's really awesome. I really appreciate all my subscribers, and especially those of you that are watching these just for the commentaries. That means a lot to me, just to know you're coming on here to hear what I have to say. I saw a lot of people post on the Facebook that they actually watched the Stream of Consciousness video. Thank you. Thank you. It means a lot. It really does. This is one of those things where if you don't have... I do it for me. I'd be lying if I said I did it for my subs, but I do it for me. But part of my enjoyment comes from knowing the subscribers like it. If no one was watching these videos, if no one thought this was good, I wouldn't do it at all. So it's meaningful to me to know that some people think this is pretty good. If 100 people thought this was good, I'd still be doing it. But when I have at least over 1,000 people that at least think it's good enough to stay subscribed to the channel, that means a lot. So thanks to all of you. I can't thank you enough. I'll probably try to thank you every video because I really do appreciate it. And the likes and the comments are just gravy. I add the annotations because I do appreciate it, and I like to give people a heads up that it really helps the channel when people do those things. But my big thing is, here's someone who's too stupid to put a muffler on their car outside my window. It means a lot to me when people like and comment, but it's just gravy. Because honestly, the fact that people watch the videos at all or subscribe, that's where it's really at for me. The likes and the comments, I don't do this professionally. I don't need those for my livelihood. Can you imagine being a full-time professional YouTube commentator where that was your only source of income? Where people weren't liking and favoring the videos, you were losing money? So you pretty much you just have to request, you have to get people to like it. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I don't think there's anything ethically wrong with asking people to like or dislike the video. Feedback's always nice, and I know I like it. But at the same time, it's like, my livelihood doesn't depend on it. So if you guys can find the time to watch the videos, God, that means a lot unto itself. I don't need the likes and the favorites. So that's the one thing that people ask for that gets to me. When people ask for likes and comments on these YouTube videos, like, that's probably a fair thing to request. There's nothing wrong with requesting feedback on things that you do. But my gosh, when people ask for favorites and stuff like that, that drives me nuts. That is something I will never ask for on this channel. I don't think even if I was doing this professionally, I'd ask people to favorite my videos. It's their favorites. People are going to favorite the video unless they want to see it again and again. Reminding people to favorite, that's idiotic. That's my opinion. Requesting favorites is completely moronic. Now on the flip side, asking for likes and subscriptions, I think that's completely reasonable. You're just asking people to enjoy the content that you put out. But enough about that. That was just sort of my aside about YouTube. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone who's sticking with these videos. It does mean a lot. I really appreciate it. And sometimes it's hard to convey how much I appreciate it because I'm not the most social guy in the world. I'm not antisocial, but I'm not the kind of guy that plays with his subscribers a lot. I'm not opposed to the idea. Azgul and I are supposed to be playing some Dota 2 here in the future. Just so you guys know, Azgul has a channel, AZGUUL. I really like his content. I think Azgul's a really cool guy. You see him comment on some of my videos. So if you guys want to hit up Azgul's channel, I highly recommend him. I think he's good. And his blind Dark Souls playthrough is really fun to watch. Because you got to respect a guy that doesn't really know a whole lot about Dark Souls, but he's going to go on there and play and commentate it anyway. That's pretty cool. So Azgul's channel, little shout out there. Shout out from one small channel to another small channel. So props to him. Also, if you guys haven't checked out Flesh's channel, I know his stuff isn't for everybody, it would seem, but I like Flesh's stuff. My buddy Flesh's, he's in the recommended channel links on my page as well. Check him out. I think he'd appreciate it. He probably doesn't get as much traffic as he deserves. He hasn't uploaded as much as he used to right now, but he's busy too. It's really interesting when you look at how these YouTube channels develop. It's like the more successful you are, the more you want to put into it. But at the same time, like, if you're not doing this professionally where you get a solid income out of it or really any income out of it, it can be hard to rationalize doing it. Because at that point, it is purely for pleasure. I commentate purely for pleasure, and I enjoy it. But it's a lot of time. And that's where it comes in. Another common expression I hear in my line of work, because student affairs is one of those lines of work where you don't make a lot of money, but you work a lot of hours. But you have a fun job, so who can complain? Everyone in student affairs tends to agree they have a really fun job, so it's all like a teeter-totter balancing. So I don't make a lot of money, but it's a fair, it's a fun job, and I like going to work. I work a lot, but at least I enjoy my job. So a lot of different balancing acts together with my profession. Kind of like, well, what's your point? My point is, when you're commentating for fun, sometimes you wonder, like, they say in my field and in sports, and it's just a common phrase, play hard, work harder. If it takes me 2 hours to put out a gameplay, plus the time it takes me to make a video, it's hard for me to justify making more than 3 commentaries a week just because, I got a job and a life and things I got to hold down in my life. And sometimes I've let this get in the way. I mean, it's not the channel's fault, it's mine. Sometimes I've just decided I'm gonna watch some TV, or I'm gonna make a gameplay commentary. I'm gonna take 2 or 3 hours out of my life because I want to make a YouTube commentary. I want to put something out there, and kind of neglected homework or falling behind on emails, things like that. Like when you don't work 8 to 5, like if I worked 8 to 5, I knew every day at 5 o'clock when I got home until I went to bed at probably 1 o'clock or midnight. That time was all mine. I could game as hard as I wanted, roll with my girlfriend, do whatever I wanted to do. But on my job, when I might be working after 5 a lot, there's just a lot of time balancing that's going on. And I say this because a lot of people are thinking of getting into commentating because I know it's getting bigger and bigger on YouTube. And hey, I'm all for it. The more the merrier. I mean, there's only so many subscribers, so eventually we're going to have commentators subscribing to commentators, really. And that's totally cool. I mean, the ratio of commentators to viewers is still horrendously lopsided. But still, there is a lot of commentators on YouTube these days, myself included in one of those YouTube boomers. Like there's like a whole generation of YouTube boomers where everybody just started to get their YouTube commentary going. There's a lot of HD PVRs on the market now. There's a lot of PC equipment for screen capture and recording. There's a website like YouTube that just facilitates all of that. So there's a lot of people getting into it. So it's a stiff competition for viewers. It absolutely is. And at the same time, how much time can you really afford to sink into it? I mean, ideally, you're going to be able to put several hours a week into it. Just some things to consider because a lot of people have been asking me about getting into the YouTube thing, and I think it's a lot of fun, but it's a kind of hobby where you're going to spend a lot of money. That's kind of where this all got started. I never went into it specifically, but I'd say to do this YouTube commentary, when I look at all the things I've purchased strictly for YouTube commentary or related, I've got well over $500 in YouTube commentary equipment. Between the HD PVR, which was more expensive when I bought it, the software to record, the hard drive upgrades I did to store all my videos, the headsets I've purchased for my different consoles so I can, actively commentate correctly, the microphone I purchased, the other microphone I purchased, the sound system, like, I could go on, and God knows the investment of time. Time is money. So, absolutely a very expensive hobby to get into. Gameplay commentary is an expensive hobby, it's a time-consuming hobby, and it's an extremely rewarding hobby, as long as you can stick with it when you don't necessarily have a lot of action. But we're at the end of this Dota 2 gameplay. We're going to bring down both the Raxes and the throne. It's going to be an easy game. Throne goes down. Well, as usual, I'd like to thank everyone for watching. I really appreciate your time. The Dark Souls Prepare to Die edition's coming, so you don't even need to ask, guys. It's coming. So as usual, I'll leave the scoreboard up so you guys can see my gold and EXP per minute. That was actually a pretty successful Slardar game, especially because I played this like the ultimate casual mindset. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.